Time for our Ouyen United Kangas report in Sunraysia football and netball. And never easy this year because it's been Dean Jardine fronting up as the co-coach to answer the questions, and sometimes they're tough ones when you have a loss, but another hard week. Dean, how are you?
Going well, thanks, mate.
Good. Now, tough week because Ouyen United put in an absolute brilliant last quarter, coming home like you would not believe, and a couple of late injuries, and you might have closed the gap and got that extra 7 points needed to get in front. Mildura 13-10-88, Kangas 11-16-82.
Yeah, unfortunately, mate, we were close again, but not quite good enough on the day. So, boys very disappointed. I think that's 3 games this year by goal or under. So, plenty of things to work on, obviously, but disappointed all the same. Obviously me and Brad spoke to the boys after the game. We were pretty proud with our last quarter. I think we were probably 40-odd points down at three-quarter time. So obviously we got a very young side, and from to fight back in the last quarter, and I think we kicked 6-7 or something like that to come home and give ourselves a chance. We actually drew even. Yeah, it was a positive for the day, I suppose.
Real positive. And that third quarter is just the one that you need to have a look at. Best players were D. Wilsmore, S. Me, J. Morris, L. Munro, A. Jardine and T. Gloucester. The latter two, A. Jardine and T. Gloucester, both injured late in the game, along with 3 other players. That would have cost you, I'm sure, the early loss of Bradley Valance and Summer Hayes too.
Yeah, mate, Brad Summers both went down in the first quarter, which was unfortunate. So, obviously, with key personnel out, Brad Valance had started really well. He was playing full forward for us. And Brad Summers is one of our midfielders. So, we've got quite a few injuries and guys out still. So, he plays a pretty important role with our midfield rotations, and I think he lasts about 3 minutes. So, we were sort of behind the 8 ball from the start, but credit to the guys. We sort of fought it out and didn't give up at any stage.
No, you didn't. Morris with 4. That's J. Morris, A. Morris and D. Wilsmore. Both booted 2. Young Grace got a goal along with Barker and Brady, one of your mids who also was injured in the game, which is just incredible. 5 players injured, as I understand, and 17 on the field at the end of the match when you were trying to win it with 1 player down virtually with injured players running around out on the park. It's tough going at the moment for the Kangas, but we'll talk about the break and what might come after the break in a minute. I want to have a look at just some of the other results and just get your comment on the other senior football results. Orimple absolutely thrashed South Mildura. Now, South, as you and I have discussed that before, have lost 2 of their South Australian contingent in Spenceley and Moon. They absolutely got poleaxed by Orimple here.
Yeah, they did, mate. I think, Orimple are really starting to come to now. They've got a bit of a different look side, but obviously we know they're the benchmark of the competition. They're always thereabouts. So, unfortunately for South, I think they've lost 2 in a row by over 100 points. So they're definitely feeling the pinch now, which will open up that top 4 spot for someone else if someone can get on a roll. But Orimple definitely showing that they're still the powerhouse of the competition.
Oh, they really are. Merbane, though, 11-11-77 over at John James at Robinvale, beat them 4-12-36. If you don't mind, the Magpies, the much improved Magpies.
They are, mate. Yeah, they're travelling along nicely. I think they're still undefeated at this stage, so they haven't come up against Imps or Orimple yet, with the break we had. But they're travelling along nicely. They've got some good players, but we spoke about it last night at training. We actually probably should have won that game round 2. We really pushed them for right up until nearly the last kick of the day. So, hopefully come next week we can find some of that form and we can really challenge them and try and hand them their first defeat for the year.
Oh, yeah, that's the way to go, is keep the chin up. Good stuff from the Ouyen United Kangas coach. And to Wentworth, 16-9, 105. Too good for Redcliffe, 7-8-50. Wentworth are rid of that 4th spot you talk about. I think Wentworth are the side to really watch there.
Yeah, they're obviously, I think they might only be a game out now. So they're going about their business nice and quiet. And, obviously it's going to be up for grabs, I think, mate. So it'll probably come down to South went in I think Mildura might be on similar points as well now after.
Oh, good stuff. It is. It's really close up the top. That is for sure. And for the placings, I guess the Ouyen United Kangas can keep one thing in mind, that if other results went absolutely perfect your way, it's still a very outside chance. But mathematically, it gets tougher and tougher each week. The reserves went against Mildura, who beat you 10-9, 69 to 4-5, 29. Have a quick look at this. How did you see the reserves result? I mean, obviously they are still in touch with the top four.
They are, mate. Yeah, they're still in touch. Obviously it's been tough when you get injuries. Obviously your senior guys and your reserve guys get injuries as well. So that side's changing every week, unfortunately, probably a bit like ours. So there's still plenty of positives there. There's a lot of young guys playing in the reserves that are actually playing good footy and getting a good game in, and getting to play different roles. So. No doubt going forward, the guys, they'll find that form, and hopefully they'll get a few key players back as well, and get on a bit of a roll and stay in touch with that top four.
Yeah, absolutely. You had young Riley, Mitchell, Muir, O. Smith and McKay and T. Hullen, all young kids, and a lot of those are kids who did well there. Schultz with a couple of goals too in that match. It was good. The kids obviously starting the day. It's a fair bit harder at the moment. They're coming up against some really, really good opposition. The Ouyen United Kangas boys are finding it hard against some of these Mildura-based sides, aren't they?
They are, mate, yeah. So, unfortunately, I know I probably touch on it every week, but it's just a numbers thing for us. So, main thing is they're getting their game in. Obviously, same thing. We've got an under 16s boy and an under 18s boy, both playing in the senior side as well. So, unfortunately for Benny and Toddy, we're not helping them out too much, mate. But, no. They're still getting a run in. They're competitive for parts of the game, which is a good thing, and they're still kicking a bit of a score. So they'll keep trying, no doubt.
They did kick 1-7, which wasn't their best kicking either, but it was pretty hard going for them in the end. The 16s, did the 16s get a game in the end?
Yeah, they did. They mixed aside, and they had a game as well. So. But I don't think there was any scores recorded.
Yep, and the 14s, how did they go? Because, again, I'm finding it hard to find the scores each week for these junior grades with the program being so messed around.
Yeah, it is, mate. Yep. So the 14s, they played every age group. So the 14s, I'm not sure what the end result was, but I think that was Mildura ticking along pretty nicely in all their junior grades, but. I'm pretty sure the under 10s might have had a win, mate, actually, so which is great effort.
Oh, it is, and it's great that I know that they don't keep scores really, but the boys always know in the under 12s and the under 10s when they've won, don't they? Yeah. Sorry, it might have been the under 12s. I think it was, not the under 10s. So that'll get them up and about, the young fellas. Absolutely great stuff for the kids to be out and about and playing and getting a chance. I know that the boys in the under 14s lost 52-21, I think, based on these score sheets. Brown and Shaddock may have been the better players for Ouyen United on that particular occasion. Now, quick one on the team that you're going to put out. You get the weekend off, then you come back. Cresp, Stanbrook, Staunton, Jesse Valance, all chances to play. 5 outs from this game. You may well be able to fill in with 4 or 5 really good quality players next time around.
Yeah, we're hoping to get a couple of them guys back, mate. Obviously, they've all been out with they've all been soft tissue injuries. So, fingers crossed this weekend's come a good time to buy Saturday. So, fingers crossed next weekend them guys can all train really well, and we'll get some some good senior guys, some leaders back in, and replace a few of the ones that unfortunately we've lost again. And
I reckon it's worthwhile asking the point now, and maybe putting some idea on why so many injuries. No games last year. Mallee boys not in the gym like maybe some of the Mildura blokes who've got lots of access to sporting facilities and that, but down in the Mallee, a lot of guys on farms and a lot of guys travelling to from town. So not the time and if you like, when that shutdown was happening or the close down. I just got a feeling that you're actually paying the price this year for that.
I think so, mate. I think I think we've definitely been hit harder than most other clubs, and it's no secret the Mallee boys they all reckon they're farm fit, not gym fit, so they get their work in the day. No one's huge on running big miles or going to the gym and whatnot. So I think from the injuries we've seen right from the get-go this year, I don't know if it's a coincidence or whether it is. It does really have something to do with obviously having last year off, and the body's not really used to it. So yeah.
I reckon you've got a point there. I reckon those soft tissue injuries, there's a lot of calf injuries, you got a lot of hamstring injuries. Just seems to me that the year off has had more impact on Ouyen United. I've never seen a side with so many injuries in all of our coverage areas, so it is an interesting one. But I do thank you for coming on to talk about it, because there's no excuses being made, I know, at the Kangas, but I could read something into that, and I think training and the ability to be able to keep fit for that 12 months off, I reckon, is a key issue in the injuries we're seeing this year. Hey, good to talk to you anyway about it. Again, you've got a real challenge ahead of you next week. We look forward to covering it here, Dean Jardine. We'll catch up with you then.
Thanks, mate. Sounds good.